Hi, this is Claudia. I'm not a doctor by any means, but I was researching information about prediabetes, and this is very interesting because I know a lot of people is facing this days. If you like this information, please give us a thumbs up, I really appreciate it, and subscribe for more information like this. People is having prediabetes or borderline diabetes when blood sugar is usually in the range of 100 to 125 milligrams per deciliter milligrams dale. Normal blood sugar levels sit between 70 and 99 milligrams dale, whereas a person with diabetes will have a fasting blood sugar higher than 126 milligrams dale. The prediabetes level means that blood glucose is higher than usual, but not so high as to constitute diabetes. People with prediabetes are, however, at risk of developing type 2 diabetes, although they do not usually experience the symptoms of full diabetes. The risk factors for prediabetes and type 2 diabetes are similar. They include being overweight, a family history of diabetes, having a high-density lipoprotein (HDL) cholesterol level lower than 40 milligrams dale or 50 milligrams dale, a history of high blood pressure, having gestational diabetes or giving birth to a child with a birth weight of more than 9 pounds, a history of polycystic ovary syndrome (PCOS), being of African American, Native American, Latin American, or Asian Pacific Islander descent, being more than 45 years of age, having a sedentary lifestyle. The case of kidney disease. This complication can lead to kidney failure, water retention when the body does not dispose of water correctly, and a person experiencing difficulties with bladder control. Regularly monitoring blood glucose levels and moderating glucose intake can help people prevent the more damaging complications of type 2 diabetes. For those with type 1 diabetes, taking insulin is the only way to moderate and control the effects of the condition. Takeaway diabetes is a life-changing condition that requires careful blood sugar management and a healthy lifestyle for a person to be able to manage it correctly. There are several different types of the disease. Type I occurs when the body does not produce insulin. Type 2 happens when excess consumption of high-sugar foods flood the blood supply with glucose and reduce the production and effectiveness of insulin. People can take supplementary insulin to manage the condition and improve glucose absorption. If a person has prediabetes, they can reduce the risk of full diabetes through regular exercise and a balanced, low-sugar diet. The complications of diabetes can be severe, including kidney failure and stroke, so managing the condition is vital. Anyone who suspects they may have diabetes should visit their doctor. Q. If prediabetes causes no symptoms, how do I know I have it and take steps to reverse the condition? In general, people who are at risk for diabetes often get screens at their doctor's office. The risk factors are listed above, and different groups have slightly different recommendations about when and how often to screen. Most of the time, we use a test called a hemoglobin A1C that tells us how you have controlled your sugars over the previous 3 months. This test can also tell your doctor how likely it is that you will develop diabetes in the near future. The higher the level, then the more likely this is. The main steps to reverse prediabetes are the same things we talk about above: losing weight if you are overweight, getting regular exercise, and eating a balanced diet. Suzanne Falk, MD, FIC answers represent the opinions of our medical experts. All content is strictly informational and should not be considered medical advice. Mountie Book, a guide to low-carb diets for diabetes, a science-based formula to lower blood sugar, lose weight, and live a longer, more energetic life. Diabetics Type 1 Type 2 9 Sources Collapsed, written by Rachel Knoll, MSN, CERN on January 9, 2020. Latest news: can an old method help doctors fight COVID-19? COVID-19 live updates. Total number of cases passes 200,000. The role of inflammation in dementia may inform new treatments. Why does SARS-CoV-2 spread so easily? COVID-19 study estimates rate of silent transmission.
I've talked about the role meat may play in increasing the risk of diabetes and the potential protective role of healthy plant foods. But plant-based diets not only appear to guard against getting diabetes in the first place, they may successfully treat the disease better than diabetic diets. Patients are typically placed on controlling weight and cholesterol. Diets based on whole plant foods can result in significant weight loss without any limits on portion size or calorie counting, because plant foods tend to be so calorically dilute. Here's 100 calories of broccoli, tomato, strawberry. Compare that to 100 calories of chicken, cheese, or fish. People just can't seem to eat enough to compensate for the calorie deficit, so lose weight eating whole plant foods. And most importantly, it works better. Plant-based diet beat out the conventional American Diabetes Association diet in a head-to-head randomized controlled clinical trial without restricting portions, no calorie or carb count. A review of all such studies found individuals following plant-based diets experience improved reductions in blood sugars, body weight, and cardiovascular risk compared with those following diets that included animal products. And cardiovascular risk is what kills diabetics the most. They're more likely to get strokes, more likely to heart failure. In fact, diabetes has been proposed as a coronary heart disease risk equivalent, meaning diabetic patients without a history of coronary disease have an equivalent risk to those non-diabetic individuals with confirmed heart disease. A newer study used a technique to actually measure insulin sensitivity. It proved on both diets in the first 3 months, but then the veg diet pulled ahead. And look at their LDL cholesterol. That's what we see when people are put on a plant-based diet. Cholesterol comes down so much, it can actually reverse the atherosclerosis progression, reverse the progression of heart disease. We know about the beneficial effect of vegetarian diets on controlling weight, blood sugars, cholesterol, insulin sensitivity, and oxidative stress compared to conventional diabetic diets. But what about quality of life, mood? How did people feel after making such a dramatic change in their diets? In this randomized controlled trial, study subjects were assigned either to a plant-based diet group or control group. Vegetables, grains, beans, fruits, and nuts, with animal products limited to a maximum of 1 daily portion of low-fat yogurt. And the control group got the official diabetes diet. Quality of life improved on both diets in the first few months, but within 6 months, the plant-based group clearly pulled ahead. Same thing with depression scores. Dropped in both groups in the first 3 months, but started to rebound in the control group. Bottom line, the more plant-based diet led to a greater improvement in quality of life and mood. Patients consuming a vegetarian diet also felt less constrained than those consuming the conventional diet. People actually felt the conventional diabetic diet was more restricted than the plant-based diet. Disinhibition decreased with the vegetarian diet, meaning those eating vegetarian were less likely to binge, and the veg group folks tended to feel less hungry, all of which helps with sustainability in the long term, which is, of course, critical for changing diet. So not only do plant-based diets appear to work better, but they may be easier to stick to. And with the improvement in mood, patients may exhibit desired improvements not only in physical, but also in mental health.
For more information, click the link below, Home Remedies by Heikki Diabetes. Thanks for watching.